If you're making a build that revolves around you getting hit, you're gonna have a bad time. Hello everybody, how are y'all doing? Hope you're having a great day today. A few hours ago, this got released. It's an update on the new season that's coming out. It's going to be called Deep Dive, and it's going to be introducing the Lancer, and by the looks of it, it's going to be a new heavy weapon specialist type of class. I did not read all the rest yet. I actually want you guys to see my reaction and see how hyped I am for the new stuff. So without further ado, let's go into it. So some little bit of an intro, and ooh, wow, that looks cool. And it looks like there's like two beams, like maybe he has two of these things. Also looks electrical, so we're probably gonna be stunning them as well, but this looks awesome. This looks really cool. Although, how good is this gonna be actually? I see that it's going through the aliens, so it might be like some kind of straight cone of fire AoE type of stun. Let's see what it is. Okay, so it's called the Particle Lance. Fires a penetrating beam in front of you, damaging all enemies in its path. The beam passes through all foes, but is blocked by any terrain. Okay, kind of a negative there, but still, it looks really cool. It has two replacer perks, a particle burst, which triggers a penetrating energy burst centered on you that deals less damage but stumbles and irradiates nearby enemies. Okay. For 6 seconds, affected foes take damage over time and 20% more weapon damage. That is huge. All right, I'm liking it. Particle Wave fires a short-range energy cone in front of you, damaging all enemies in its path. The cone passes through all foes but is blocked by any terrain. Struck enemies are stunned for up to 3 seconds. Also greatly increases your damage resistance by 3 seconds. I don't know. I kind of like the stunned part, kind of like activates your down and out perk. And I mean, stunning them for 3 seconds is better than stumbling them, because I mean, if they're stumbled, they can still move towards you. However, you cannot really beat the extra 20% more weapon damage. Is this for the entire team? I mean, if this is for the entire team, then Particle Burst is a no-brainer. Oh, you can further customize your Particle Lance with these ability-specific perks. Alright, Disrupting Radiation. Particle Lance now slows struck enemies by 40% for 5 seconds. Okay, so not only if you take Particle Burst, you stumble them, you also slow them for 5 seconds. That is pretty good. And Residual Charge. Foes killed by Particle Lance leave an electrical hazard at their corpse for 4 seconds, dealing damage over time to enemies. Pretty good, but if you're going with the Particle Burst, you're doing less damage already. So I think you're gonna want to have to go for either Particle Wave or the normal Particle Lance. Spec it for as much damage as possible, and then you can have this electrical hazard, which, I mean, if you spec it for damage, there's going to be a higher chance of you killing a foe. So, not bad. I wish the electrical hazard actually had a slow effect. It would make it more useful. But for now, I kind of see Disrupting Radiation with Particle Burst being a really good combo. All right, what do we got here? Onslaught is its second ability. Immediately reloads your current weapon and slows your movement and fire rate by 20%. Ooh, that is a big no-no. While increasing your weapon damage and damage resistance by 20%. Your weapons automatically reload after every shot for the duration of the effect, so you don't have to reload. Okay, so if you can spec this for as much duration as possible, that means that you don't have to reload for that long. If we can pair this up with a Gunner's Overcharge, I think this is going to be a really good ability. However, I don't like this 20% decrease in fire rate. This is a 20% decrease in your DPS. I mean, sure, you gain that 20% extra weapon damage, but yeah, fire rate is kind of important. However, we can customize Onslaught, a relentless advance. When Onslaught is active, you no longer lose stacks of Overwatch while moving. I don't know what this is, Overwatch. Maybe it's passive. Unshakable Onslaught now grants immunity to most stuns, stumbles, and knockdowns, and grants 150 temporary health for its duration. This is dead on arrival. Because, let me explain. The best way to avoid getting stunned, to avoid getting stumbled, avoid getting knocked down, avoid losing health, is to not be there. And with that, I mean dodging out of the way. So this is dead on arrival in my opinion. Tenacious. Onslaught now lasts 20% longer and grants 5% more weapon damage and damage resistance. Not too bad. I mean, the damage resistance is kind of meh, but 5% extra weapon damage, that is pretty good. And it now lasts 20% longer, means that we don't have to reload for 20% longer. So all in all, pretty good perk. All right, Overwatch. So this is what I was talking about. This is the passive, basically. While standing still or in cover, you gain 1 stack of Overwatch a second up to 5 times. That is not really great. Why would you want to be standing still, let alone be in cover? That is really detrimental. Okay, I understand that like in higher difficulties, you're standing still a lot because you're in corridors, like funneling aliens into your direction. But in cover, this is only good when you're fighting against the synths. Okay, so I'm starting to kind of see the benefit of it, stacking up to 5 times. But what does it do? Overwatch increases accuracy, damage, and stability by 3% per stack. So that's a 15% stack in total. When out of cover and moving, you lose 1 stack of Overwatch a second. All right, so that's... I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this passive. On one hand, if you're playing on higher difficulties, this is great because you're just giving yourself an extra boost in damage. But on the other hand, this is a game about staying mobile and quickly moving from one place to the other. Otherwise, you get punishment spawns. So this is a double-edged sword in my opinion, but let's take a look at the ability-specific perks. We have Rapid Assessment. When you activate the ability this perk is attached to, you gain maximum stacks of Overwatch. Okay, so you don't have to wait 5 seconds. That is good. I mean, 5 seconds in this game is actually a long time. So having max stacks from the get-go when you're using an ability, that is pretty dope. I would take this and put it on my Onslaught. Like the moment I stand still, activate Onslaught and just be like, boom, maximum Overwatch stacks. All right, muscle memory. Each stack of Overwatch now also grants 5% aim assist and handling. Pretty bad. I don't see this perk being used a lot. I mean, aim assist. All right, so what aim assist does is it basically enlarges the hitboxes of the enemies, making it easier for you to hit it. It's not like aim assist on a console. So this is, I mean, if you have good accuracy, this becomes just redundant. Why take this? And then handling, okay, it decreases your ADS time, but the other thing that it does is it keeps the spread in your reticle small while you're moving. But this needs you to stand still, so you won't even have that bloom. So handling and aim assist is pretty bad to have on a perk. So this is dead on arrival. Omniscience. Wow, that's a cool word. Overwatch can now stack 6 times. You now lose 1 stack of Overwatch after every 3 seconds of movement. Okay, this is pretty good. It basically makes Overwatch less punishing when you're moving. So that's pretty good. I would use this. Here we go. We get new CQW and heavy weapon perks with the Lancer. The Lancer heavy training increases handling and magazine capacity of heavy weapons by 10% and max ammo by 15%. Again, handling, not really great if you need to stand still to get that Overwatch. Magazine capacity is pretty good. It basically just increases your DPS. And max ammo is also really good, especially in higher difficulties when ammo becomes scarce. So overall, pretty good perk. The Lancer CQW training increases max ammo of CQWs by 20% and weapon range by 15%. Okay, this perk is a little bit less great. I mean, the max ammo is good. However, weapon range, okay, if you're using an SMG, it's kinda good. But most people in their CQW slot will have the shotgun, you know, things like the Medfed or the pump shoddy. Weapon range does not affect shotguns. So that weapon range increase is gonna be just nothing when it comes to shotguns. So this perk is a little bit worse, and it's a 2x2 perk. No, I would stay away from this. There are better CQW perks out there. The Lancer Heavy Expertise increases fire rate and reload speed of heavy weapons by 15%. This is great. Not only does fire rate increase your damage, but reload speed also increases your damage. You take less time reloading and you get back into the fight faster. So that is great. This is a great perk. definitely. The Lancer CQW Expertise increases weak point damage, weapon handling, and stumble chance of CQWs by 10%. I see this being good, but only on shotguns. The weak point damage is good for shotguns, and the stumble chance is good for shotguns because shotguns have a higher stumble chance than the SMGs. So, shotguns? Yeah. SMGs? No. The Lancer Heavy Mastery improves the range and stumble chance of heavy weapons by 15%. Okay, this is another perk that is very situational. It is good for, let's say, the smart gun. It is good for the minigun. But for everything else, it is bad. Why? The ordnance weapons, things like the rocket launcher, the grenade launcher, when you hit someone with it, let's just say you hit a runner with it, more often than not, you're just gonna one-shot it because you're doing so much damage with those weapons that stumbling them is not gonna help out. Also, the range on those weapons don't really matter because when they explode, they deal the full damage. Doesn't matter where you shoot them, how far you shoot them, they do the full amount of damage. So for an ordnance heavy weapon, I would say no. Same with the Vulcan. I would say no because the Vulcan is, well, we all know the Vulcan. It is a flamethrower. The range does not work on a flamethrower, and the stumble chance, the flamethrower has a really bad stumble chance to begin with. So no. If you're using this on a minigun or a smart gun, yes. But there are better perks. The Lancer CQW Mastery improves the aim assist and magazine capacity of CQWs by 15%. Right, not really great. I mean, aim assist, again, if you have the accuracy, you're not going to be needing this. You're not going to be using this. Magazine capacity is, well, it's great. I mean, it increases your DPS slightly. But again, there are better perks out there. There are perks out there that not only give you more magazine capacity, but give you something better than aim assist. So, no. Alright, aside from the perks that we get from the Lancer, we also get other perks that we can match with other classes, one of which is Back Me Up. Allies deal 20% more damage to enemies targeting you. This is great. This is really good for a phalanx. As a phalanx, you have your shield. You are always going to be in front of your teammates. So this is going to be, in my opinion, freaking mandatory for a phalanx. Your allies deal 20% extra damage to enemies targeting you? Hell yes. That is a flat damage increase for two people that are gonna be doing 20% extra damage. That is insane. Yes, yes please. Shake It Off. 20% of received damage is stored in a recovery pool. After not taking damage for 8 seconds, you recover the stored amount of health over 4 seconds. This perk is dead on arrival. Nobody in their right mind is going to be using this perk ever. Reason for that is because, again, this game is all about not getting hit. I do see this perk being good against synths because, I mean, you cannot dodge a bullet. If they shoot you, you're gonna get damaged. So this is good against synths, but it's not good against the aliens. Also, a perk size of 4 times 1? No, this is not worth it. Not worth it at all. Fitness training increases incoming healing and max health by 10%, improves stamina regen rate by 20%. This perk, I feel like it's only useful if you have a doc with you, right? Because the incoming healing is good for the doc. If the doc's gonna heal you, you're gonna get increased healing. Also improves stamina regen rate, kind of becomes redundant if you have a doc with you already, because he's going to be using his stims, which is going to increase your stamina regen rate as well. So, no, not worth it. Resilience. Shake It Off, which is this perk right here that we talked about, and now stores 30% of received damage in a recovery pool. After not taking damage for 6 seconds, you recover the stored amount of health over 3 seconds. Okay, so again, this is dead on arrival, just like Shake It Off. This is kind of good for synths, but against the aliens, you don't want to get hit either way. That's why you have a dodge mechanic. So, no. Resilience, just like Shake It Off, is dead on arrival. Protective Layer. Damage from melee attack. Oh god. This is dead on arrival as well. And environmental hazards reduced by 20%. Yep, dead on arrival. Don't take this. Staggering Shots. Your damaging shots increase the chance of an enemy being stumbled by 3%, stacking up to 5 times. Very, very situational. It depends what type of of gun you're taking with you. I see this being good on shotguns, things like the pump shotty, the medved, the things that have a high stumble chance to begin with. Certain pistols fall into this category as well, but a 15% increase, I don't know, it feels bad. Certainly if you look at the perk size, 3 perk size for 15% extra stumble chance. Again, good for weapons that have a high stumble chance, but it's not good for anything else. Very situational. No, don't take this. There are better ways to increase your stumble chance. Entrenched, 25% reload speed and 10% damage resistance while in cover. Against the aliens, this is a no-go. Against the aliens, you do not want to be in cover. You want to be able to be mobile, dodge, get out of the way, do everything you can not to get hit by the aliens. When fighting against the synths, however, this perk becomes really good. That extra reload speed is pretty good. So against the synths, yes. Against the aliens, no. Ooh, all right. These are the new weapons. The X1 Fireball. Is this gonna shoot a fireball? The M41E4 Heavy Pulse Rifle. Okay, this is gonna be the new heavy. I can see it already. Looks really cool. The X45 Bombard. Ooh, all right, a new assault rifle. All right, I dig it. Do I see 90 here? Do I see 90? I see 90. The Mark 7 Mod 2 CQB pistol. Let's take a look. All right, the Fireball. Most flamethrowers carry a lot of risk of friendly fire. We all know that. So Armad worked toward one with a more localized area of effect. The Fireball is named for the ball of D17 gel it lobs, which explodes on impact and coats the targeted area. All right, this is bad? I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, wow, this is actually a bad gun, because if it fires a ball of gel, I don't care, a ball of fire, and it lands, that means that you're only doing damage on that specific area. It is not like the incinerator or the Vulcan, where you have a cone of fire spreading outwards, dealing damage. This is just a ball that explodes on impact and coats the area, targeted area in fire. I see this being good in conjunction with the coils or in conjunction with the Doc's suppression station, but that's about it. I mean, how much damage does this really do? That area of effect is going to be having to do a lot of damage for this to be really good, or the explosion will have to do a lot of damage. Either way, either one will need to be doing a lot of damage for this to be viable on higher levels. I'm sensing a recurring theme here. Against the synths, I do feel like this is going to be good, because synths tend to go into cover. Being able to lob a ball of gel that detonates and impacts and coats the target area in fire would be good, because they're gonna be in cover, and they're gonna stay in cover most likely, unless, you know, they're smart AI and they move outside, which in this game, spoiler alert, the AI is not that smart. Moving on, the M41E4 Heavy Pulse Rifle. The Heavy Pulse Rifle uses an M41 base that has been fully converted into a heavy machine gun with immense stopping power and a wild kick. I'm guessing they mean high recoil. This slow firing weapon, oh god, is devastating when the user can keep it on target. Slow firing weapon, immense stopping power. This feels more like a heavy Kramer. The X45 Bombard Flechette Rifle. We're filling out Armad's Flechette line. The Bombard sits neatly between the X43 and the X46, providing an accurate and automatic mid-range burst. Yeah, I hate burst rifles, I'm sorry. Burst rifle that draws direct comparison to the venerable M41A3 burst rifle. Still utilizing a standard 4-round burst, the main differentiators are the ease of reload and its tight burst grouping. I mean, burst rifles in this game see really low uses. I don't see a lot of people running around with burst rifles. All right, the Mark 7 Mod 2 CQB pistol. When wanting to provide great short-range potential in a small package, Armad eventually arrived at the Mark 7 Mod 2 Close Quarters Combat. Wow. The Mark 7 Mod 2 Close Quarter Battle Pistol. I always want to say close quarter combat because that's CQC. By delivering an incredibly rapid burst of high velocity rounds to a small area, targets can be dealt with quickly and accurately, even in high stress situations. I'm seeing a trend here. Burst. All right, so we get 2 burst pistols, we get 1 slow firing, high damaging heavy gun, and we get a gimmicky flamethrower. I don't feel particularly good about these weapons, to be honest. I'm not hyped. I'm not hyped. All right, new perks. Nice. Let's see. Demolisher. Reactive charges. Getting hit by a melee attack. Why? Triggers a concussive blast. Oh, actually, this is pretty good. Knocking back nearby enemies. This can occur once every 30 seconds. Okay, so this can be good because there's gonna be times where you cannot always dodge an attack and you're gonna take one to the face, right? Having this is going to save your ass as a demolisher. It's a concussive blast, so it's an AoE thing, meaning that it knocks back all the nearby enemies around you. This can really save your ass, especially with the down and out perk. You can just get hit, they get blasted, and you just do 20% extra damage, right? The only bad thing is the clause that says that it can only occur once every 30 seconds. Also, 3 perks? I'm gonna say not worth it. Braced for launch. When micro rockets is activated, you gain 3 seconds of immunity to stumble, stun, and knock effects, and take 40% reduced damage. Okay, this is going to be dead on arrival as well, because, again, if you don't want to take damage, you just dodge out of the way. The Doc. Doctor's orders. You gain 5% weapon damage and handling for each party member, including yourself, that is above 55%. This is massive. That's a 15% damage increase. Flat damage increase. And the only clause is that everybody needs to be above 75% health. With a good group, you will have this perk up all the time. And it's only 2 perk grid points? Yes! Yes, take this for your doc. Charitable Glow. Combat stims now also improve the doc's damage by 15%. 3 perk grid points. Still worth. Still worth. Yes, this is good. That is 30% extra damage if you take both perks. Yes, both of these are really good and are really worth it. I'm gonna make room for these two for sure. The Gunner. Overwhelming Fire. Dealing damage to an enemy that has 5 stacks of focus fire will now briefly stun the target. This effect may only occur against the same target once every 30 seconds. Dead on arrival. Not only does it have a very steep perk point cost for something that only activates every 30 seconds on the same target, it only briefly stuns. So that's like 1 second. That is nothing. So no. Stopwatch. While Overclock is on cooldown, you gain 20% of its unmodified benefits. 2 perk point cost. Yes. Yes, this is amazing. That is 20% of unmodified benefits. So that is basically 20% of your overclock, which means more fire rate, faster reload. This is a straight up DPS increase. Yes, take a stand. You deal 3% more damage for each nearby enemy. No, I would say not worth it. If you have enemies nearby, you're probably either going to be running away or dodging away. So no. Combat inertia. Each time you kill an enemy, the damage of your next melee attack is increased by 100%, stacking up to 5 times. Like, the only moment that I see this being good is if you have a prowler that is about to pounce you and you melee attack him to kind of briefly stun him out of that pounce. Then it's good. It's also good against the drone if you know when to land your hit, because a drone can just pounce you from a mile away. So if you can hit that shot, you will deal 500% extra damage. Okay, good. Is not gonna help you that much. No. Dead on arrival. Both of these perks are dead on arrival. Ah, the Recon, my favorite. Combined Arms Tactics. When pups and support drone are both active, all allies are granted 20% extra reload speed, weapon handling, and range. And it's a 4 grid perk point? No! Chain Reaction. Killing an enemy increases the damage of your next shot by 30%. This is good, actually, but situational. If you're using it on like something like an assault rifle or something else that is rapid firing, I would say no, don't use this. But this is really good for things like sniper rifles, for the shotgun, the pump shotty, for example, because that means that you will be doing 30% extra damage. That is insanely good. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking this. All right, the Technician, my second favorite. The Parasocial Relationship. Parasocial relationships are one-sided relationships where one person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona, is completely unaware of the other person's existence. Okay. You deal 20% more damage to the targets your turret has recently damaged. This is really good. This is really good. I mean, especially if you have the flamethrower turret, it hits everybody in a cone of fire. And if you have the incinerator with you, for example, holy shit, you're gonna be doing so much damage. Yes, this is a really good perk. Really good perk. Maximized retention. When a foe enters the field of your charged coils, they have a 30% chance to be stunned for 2 seconds. Ooh. I mean, the chance is a bit low. 33% chance is kind of yeah. And it's only 33% chance per coil. It's not like you throwing 3 coils and it's gonna be 100%. No, you know, it's still 33% chance, but they have to do like a safety check 3 times if you throw 3 coils. It's good, but it's not as good as Parasocial Relationship. It's a cool gimmick, but it's not worth it. You do not want your experience to be luck-based. You want certainties in this game, especially on higher difficulties. You want those certainties. So this is a no-go. And the miscellaneous perks, these are perks for every loadout. So Jackpot, your weapon is instantly reloaded after killing any foe stronger than a runner, popper, husk, or working Joe. Situational, especially if you have a recon with you that has the Got Your Back perk, because he's going to be reloading your gun for free and you don't even have to put anything in your perk grid. So if you have a recon, I would say Jackpot is no. If you don't have a recon, I would say yes, if you have perk points to spare. But most of the time, you won't have perk points to spare because there are better perks out there than this. Hold Still, you deal 30% more damage to enemies that are grappling allies. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. This means that the drone and the prowler are going to be less of an issue because you're going to be dealing 30% more damage. But on the other side, if you need one of your teammates to get grappled in order to deal more damage, that means that the person being grappled is not dealing damage. So again, the best way to avoid this is to not get grappled at all, which is easier said than done. There are still a lot of people, including myself, I'm going to be honest, that still get grappled to this day. Even though I hear the prowler, I still get grappled. But I don't know, 30% extra damage to enemies that are grappling allies is very situational and just not worth your perks base. There are better perks out there. Hazard Seals. Damage from acid pools and all other environmental hazards are reduced by 25%. I don't care what the perk cost is, it is dead on arrival. Like, again, the best way to avoid damage is to just not be there when the damage happens. So, no. New challenge cards. All right, let's go. Overstimulated. Ability recharge speed is doubled. Meh. High Caliber. All damage dealt by players is increased by 25%. This is really good. It's not only your weapons, but it is also your abilities, because it's all the damage you deal. So this is a really good challenge card. Overcompensating. Your weapons recoil in the opposite direction. Okay, this is kind of fun. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna be using this one at least once. I just want to know how it feels to have the opposite direction recoil guns. They just won't die. Armored enemies have twice as much armor. Ooh. Ooh, that's gonna sting. That one's gonna sting. Twice as much armor. Damn. No. Don't like. Don't like. Of course, there's always going to be that one guy that takes it. Relentless Pursuers. Enemies are no longer affected by most stun, knock, or stumble effects. Holy shit. So yeah, if you take this card with you, your down and out perk is never going to get procced. Wow. Not being able to stun, knock, or stumble? That's gonna be a hard one. This is definitely a challenge. Miscalibrated. Weapon accuracy is severely reduced. Ooh. All of your weapons are gonna feel like SMGs. Wait, does this mean sniper rifles as well? We're gonna have to try that out. Should have used duct tape. Swapping weapons now takes 3 times longer. Yeah, you're gonna want to reload instead of switching weapons with this one. Main weaponry only. Your secondary kit, ability, and weapon are disabled. Ooh, this is a big one. Switch to backups. Your primary kit, ability, and weapon are disabled. Okay, so these are basically sister cards, you might want to say. Either one of these are gonna give you a bad time. Either one of these are gonna give you a bad time. Just me and my guns. Your consumables, medkits, and kit abilities are disabled. Ooh. Yeah, especially on Insane. On Insane, I don't see people winning Insane with this one. Wow, not being able to use your consumables. So that's no cryo grids, no medkits, no abilities. So also no charged coils, no suppression station, nothing. So you will have no slows. You will have no way of stunning or knocking down. You will be able to stumble, but you will have to take weapons that have a high stumble chance and then take perks that increases your stumble chance. Then and only then do I see people winning this. But other than that, no. This is going to be a really difficult one. I'm going to be surprised when I see a YouTube video about insane difficulty with people running just me and my guns. I'm looking at you, Inexorable Warrior. I want to see you do this on Insane. Won't stop until you're dead. A Wayu Heavy will spawn shortly after beginning the mission, at which point there will always be an active heavy. Basically, it's the drone card, but it's a Weyland-Yutani heavy. On the other side, a drone, you cannot really escape a drone because it's going to be going after you all the time. A Wayu Heavy is very, very, very slow. So I see people just forgetting the Wayu Heavy, continuing on with the mission, and have the Wayu Heavy just lingering behind them and just walking casually while they're doing everything, you know, while the players are still doing everything and just moving forward. So unless there is some kind of mechanic that forces the players to kill the heavy before a door opens, for example, then yes. But otherwise, I just see people ignoring the Wayu Heavy, just moving through the map and just completely ignoring it because it is so heavy, and once you're at a different room, that heavy is no longer going to become a problem. Loadout resets. Finally. Did we really have to wait for a season to get this? I mean, this is a quality of life change, not really a seasonal change, in my opinion. We should have gotten this way before, like at launch. This is a feature that should have been there at launch. Why are we only getting this now in the 3rd season? But anyway, let's see what happens. Up to 10 presets for each individual weapon, customizing their colors, decals, and attachments. Okay. Up to 10 presets for each class kit's loadout, customizing their equipped weapons, outfit, head accessory, perk board, and consumables. We get 10 presets. That's pretty good. I think I'll never use all of the presets, but I'll definitely have a few for each class. Definitely. So yeah, it's a welcome addition, but again, way too late. This should have been there at launch or shortly after launch. This is a feature that we've been asking for since the beginning of the game. Why we are only getting it now is beyond me. And this is basically the rest of the things that we're going to be getting. The UACM Frontline Pack. We're gonna get this and this thing here and this hat, and you guys know how I feel about my hats. I will play any game forever if it means that I can run around with a silly hat. Some new decals. This looks like an ace of spades with a skull in front of it. This is a heart monitor. This is some kind of weird pixelated thing. Don't know really what that's about. Basically a bullet with seek and destroy on it. Some more gun skins. Ooh, I like this one. Some more emotes. We've gone through the challenge cards. 3 new consumables, one of which looks like a turret and the other looks like a mine. Ooh, I was gonna say the new outfits, but damn, this looks hot. This looks really hot. I wonder what the back looks like, but this is already looking smooth as shit, man. Pardon my French. The other one is, it looks like a recolor of something that we already have, the Nostromo outfit. Not really hyped, but man, this armor, bro, this looks amazing. Yeah, I want this. And this kind of wraps up what we know about Season 3 now. It's gonna be coming out the 19th of April. I'm really hyped for the new perks. Some of those perks look really amazing. Others, like I said, are just done on arrival. But man, hyped. I am really hyped, especially for the dock, especially for the recon, the new weapons that we're gonna get. They kind of sound gimmicky, but who knows, maybe they'll be really good. So yeah, if you enjoyed this reaction to Season 3 and you want to see more Aliens Fireteam Elite builds or gameplay, just hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss another upload. And I'll see you when I see you.